All right, Hangout is live. So we've got some really, really good training for you today. And you're guaranteed to not only have some great training, but also to have some entertainment because you will hear my kids in the background. I'm doing this in my living room tonight. My wife is out shopping, so I'm here with the boys, and they're going to be helping me today with the Monday Night Mastermind. So here's what we're going to be talking about tonight. I'm a little bit more organized today. And so the first thing, we're going to be talking about how to prepare for a 90-day run. And what I mean by that is if you're running a business online, and it doesn't matter what business you're running, and you're wanting to really ramp up your sales, really, ramp up the business that you're getting. It's a common strategy to run, to go full blast for about 90 days. And and 90 days 90 days will get you somewhere. All right. Some people, say, let's go for a 30-day run. Let's go for a 60-day run. And those are good. But there's just something about 90 days that's really going to impact your business. And, you've seen a lot of really great network marketers say this, like Eric Worre, Ray Higdon. Some of those guys are big on 90-day runs. And if you really look at it, a lot of those guys, you can narrow down their success because they started a 90-day run. And it's not just a one-time deal either. You can do this multiple times. So I'm going to teach you how to prepare for that. I'm also going to give you 3 tips to increase your sales. There's a lot more than 3 tips, but I'm going to give you just 3 tonight because I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of time because I also want to share some really exciting news that impacted my entire life this weekend. And I think that I know that you might get some value from what I got to share. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. So how to prepare for a 90-day run. So first of all, you want to measure your level of commitment. You want to think about how committed do you want to be to this, to the 90 days. You going to do this every day? Are you going to do this, 3 days a week? Are you going to prospect, 10 people a day or 20? Figure out what kind of level commitment that you want to put into this and make sure that you know it. All right? And you stand by it. You stick by it. You want to clear your calendar. Okay? So if you got doctor's appointments or dentist appointments or some other things that are going on, you want to clear those out, reschedule, really just focus. All right? This 90 days. I mean, anybody can do this. Okay? Now, you might be saying, well, Josh, I've got this going on. Unless it's your daughter's wedding, unless it's something super important like that, just clear it from your calendar. You gotta really understand what is more important right now. What are your priorities? It goes back to what is your level of commitment to success, to doing this, to making this work. You got to be serious about it. Which brings me to my next point. You got to sacrifice. Maybe part of clearing your calendar meant that you're not going to be able to go on that weekend camp out with your buddies, or maybe you're not going to be able to go on that cruise that you've been wanting to go on. It can be a sacrifice. And I guarantee you that you will have to sacrifice in some way. Maybe it's going to be sacrificing your sleep time. Maybe you're going to have to get up an hour earlier or go to bed an hour later. Let's go back to level of commitment. Are you committed to getting up an hour early to making this work? Just think about that. Negotiate with your family. Now, this is a big one. This is really big because especially if you're married, all right, you need to get your spouse involved, all right, and you need to sort of ask permission from your spouse to do this 90-day run. Now, if your husband like me, my wife, if I'm really working hard on my business and stuff, it's guaranteed that she's going to feel neglected. All right. And that goes for any spouse out there. It's guaranteed. But if you ask permission and you let them know that, you're doing this for them and that you still love them, even though you're not going, to bed with them at the time that they're going to bed and stuff like that, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. So let me do something real quick because my boys are getting in the bathroom here. So got to get them out. All right, there we go. Actually doing pretty good. You guys are doing good. All right. So the next one, you want to eliminate all distractions. Okay, and what do I mean by that? What kind of distractions? I mean, just think about it right now. What kind of distractions are in your life right now? All right, there's some distractions that obviously you can't eliminate, like your kids, right? You can't eliminate those distractions. Or your wife, you can't eliminate those distractions. But you can try to, develop, strategies, figure out things to work around that. But what are some things that you can eliminate? One big one is Facebook, or any social media out there, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever, all those things can be eliminated. All right. I mean, how do you do this? It's hard, isn't it? Especially if you've got to post stuff on Facebook for your business. So what do you do? What do you do to eliminate those distractions? Well, one thing that you can do is you can shut off notifications. on Facebook. I know this $2 million earner who every day does not get on Facebook, and he shuts off his notifications, and he only gets on Facebook like 5-10 minutes a day to post his stuff, reply to some comments, and that's it. But if you have your notifications on, we've all developed a habit that whenever a ding goes off, we're distracted by that, and we want to go look at whatever the ding means. It's a habit, and if you don't shut off your notifications, it will not work, basically, because habits are really hard to overcome. Okay, so you gotta realize that. And I'm reading about habits right now in a really cool book. Forgot what the book's name is, but anyway, the next one is you want to start sharpening your skills, specifically with inviting. Inviting to look at your product, inviting to look at your presentation, stuff like that. All right, you want to sharpen those skills, and you definitely will be sharpening those skills if you are actually prospecting. All right, you're doing income producing activities. All right, so, and the last one is, so you want to, plan your strategy, plan your attack, basically, on this 90-day run, and you want to stick to it. All right, and what do I mean by plan? You want to clearly define what you're going to be doing. All right, you want to know what is the minimum that you're going to do daily. How many people are you going to talk to daily? How much content are you going to put out there daily? How many webinars are you going to do daily or weekly? And if you're on a 90-day run, it's probably best that you do a webinar more than once a week. Try 2 times a week or 3 times a week. When you're not doing a 90-day run, I mean, that's just a webinar once a week or twice a week. But you need to have at least 2 webinars a week if you're doing a 90-day run. I know people who do who on 90-day runs, they do webinars every day, sometimes multiple times daily, because webinars work. They're a way that you can give value just like I'm doing right now and reach a lot of people. All right, now I'm going to give you 3 tips that you can do to increase your sales. All right, first tip. Ask questions to determine where your prospects need help. Ask them where their challenges lie, what they want, what their desires are, where they're at, and try to determine what they need from that. Talk about what you've learned from your trainings. Oh, sorry, I don't know who that is. All right. Talk about what you've learned from your trainings that you've gotten in the past. We've all been trained on something. And you don't have to be a guru in anything, all right, to do these 3 tips. All you got to do is know where to find that information, all right? You don't need to know 60 ways to get leads. You don't need to know that.
Dada!
What's up, man?
Poop.
Oh, you got to go poop? Okay, you go. We're potty training right now, and he's doing really good. But you need to talk about what you've learned, and you need to point them towards those trainings, so you can give them value. All right. Next one. If they're in a company and they're happy with where they're at, and they don't want to leave, I am not the type of person that tries to take somebody away from their company, even if, especially if they're happy with where they're at. Okay. I am more than willing to help them where they're at. And I think that's really important, because even though you they don't join your company, doesn't mean that they can't use the products that you have. Doesn't mean that you can't point them towards other products that could benefit them. Doesn't mean that you can just help them, give them value where they're at. And in the future, that's going to help you in the future. It will. It'll come around. It'll come back around to you. All right. I promise you that. It's happened multiple times to me. I know it works. Okay. So what do you do? What question can you ask somebody if they're already in a company? One question that you can ask somebody that will work for anybody who owns a business is, how are you doing? Hey, Ben, can you be quiet? Thanks. Is, how are you doing with lead generation? How many leads a day are you getting? Are you getting enough leads? Do you want to learn to get more leads? How are you getting them? Stuff like that. All right. So those are my 3 tips to increase sales. And I told you at the very beginning that I was going to share, something that's really exciting to me. I cannot share any specifics. All right. Because I've signed what you call a NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. And legally, I can't tell you any details. But what I can do is tell you what I'm excited about. What I can do is tell you what I like about it, and what I think that it's going to do, not just in my industry, but in any industry out there. Good job, son.
I-K-K-L-M-N-O-P-Q-R-S.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt this.
W-X-Y-N-C. My A-B-C. No, send me.
Yay! Good job. All right, there. So This is what I'm really excited about. And this is what I really wanted to share with you guys. And that is this thing, this project that we're working on. Oh, you okay? You okay, girl? This project that we're working on, it's going to benefit anybody that has a passion, and anybody that has a passion that wants to know how they can make a living doing it. It's going to make it easier. It's going to make it fun. It's going to make it faster, and it's going to make it cheaper than it is right now, because they're going to have all the tools and the resources in one place, and everything is going to be as cheap as a lot cheaper than it currently is. All right, and it's going to be a lot easier, and there's going to be a lot more focus on helping that person. Not only will it benefit them in aspects of, resources and tools and stuff like that, is we've developed something that will help them tackle the number one obstacle that people have with succeeding online. And we all know that obstacle is not technology. It's not, whether you have enough people to talk to. It's not about leads. It's not about whether you've got the resources. It's not about that. It's about your beliefs about yourself. And the number one thing that people can't get over, and not that they can't, but it takes a long time and a lot of self-determination. Okay, you can know everything that there is to know. You can know how to do it. You can know what you need to do to succeed. But many times people get in their own way. And that's what this is going to help. It's going to help them not only do that, but it's going to help them help other people. That's all I can say. That's all I can say about it. But I'm super excited. And I just want to share that. So we kind of got let's see, 5 minutes left. So what I'm going to do, we got 5 minutes. Let's see, what can we do in 5 minutes? Here's one thing that I can do, and I haven't done yet today. Was one thing that I figured out over the weekend was there's something called notes, Facebook notes. Something called Facebook notes. See if we can find it here. Might have to Google
Daddy, honey.
And I haven't even looked into it yet, but I heard about it. So I wanted to kind of look into it right now. Hey. Hey, what's this? What is this? It's fun. Go play with that, okay? I'm almost done, Ben.
No, that's that way.
All right.
That way. Dada.
Facebook notes.
That way.
Yeah, this is cool, Ben. Hey guys, this is what I love about working from home, is being with my kids. And yes, sometimes, you know, they're around when I'm working and they can be loud and distracting. But this is what it's all about. It's better this way, I think, than going to work every day and not seeing them. All right, let's see here. How to make notes section appear on my profile. All right, if you don't see notes section, that means it's not enabled. You can only enable notes. I'm going to make notes section appear in your profile. All right. Let's see that. Let's go to Facebook. Let's see if we can make that work. I don't know if this is just your fan page or you log into Facebook. Hover over more below. Manage sections. Go to my profile. More. Manage sections. Where is it? You see it? You see it? I don't see it. Oh, you can scroll down. I didn't know that. Okay. Notes. What else is in here? All right. So that's where it is. So I'm going to play around with that. Yeah, I'm gonna play around with that and see what it does. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and maybe we'll talk about that next week. Where is it? There it is. All right. So everybody, take care and God bless. And I'll see you next week, next Monday. Be sure to be here because we're going to be talking about some awesome stuff.